If you keep staying on doubts and negative comments from others, you'll struggle to move forward. Instead of relying on their perceptions of you, believe in your own dreams and ideas. Why spend time with people who lack great ideas? Quantity of friends or followers isn't as important as quality relationships. Many people focus on numbers, like how many friends or followers they have. But do you truly know all of those people? Recognize your own power. Even those who criticize you are drawn to you, but they might not see your true potential. They may try to bring you down because they're unhappy themselves. Don't let their doubts affect you. Wake up to the possibilities ahead, and don't be discouraged by the challenges you may face. Even those who dislike you are attracted to you, but they don't recognize your potential. They're scared of what you could achieve and don't support or encourage you because they're unhappy themselves. They want you to conform to their negative views of yourself. If you start believing their doubts, you'll stay stuck in a negative cycle. Instead of remaining passive, wake up from this negative state and seize your opportunities. The road ahead might be challenging, but don't let it deter you. Tough times are ahead, but you can overcome them with determination and perseverance. Your ideas won't die just because others doubt you. Keep going, keep believing in yourself. Even when you feel like everyone's watching you, use it as motivation to show them what you're made of. Don't let anyone discourage you. Maintain a determined mindset. Don't give up. I understand the pain you might feel, but I also know how to endure it and keep going. Keep pushing forward. Keep moving ahead. You can't be stopped if you refuse to quit. That's the attitude you need to have. I know how to be productive in my life. And what's important is that you can't hinder something you didn't create. Even if you dislike it, you can't control it because it's mine. Your ideas belong to you, and it's essential to realize that.
If you're ready to go to your next level, raise your hand and say yes. Oh, yeah, we're in the right place.
You know, the first thing I learned on my journey to the NBA is what really separated athletes was mentality and mindset.
In life, there's winners, losers, and champions. So what I want to do right now is paint the clear picture of what it takes to be a champ.
Many people have grand dreams but fail to act. Listen carefully. If you lack belief in yourself, you've already lost the battle. Doubting yourself sets you up for failure because either you won't even attempt it, or you'll convince yourself it's impossible. When you convince yourself you can't do something, your actions will reflect that belief. Predicting failure often leads to falling short of your goals. Sometimes, we focus too much on the likelihood of success. Top of form instead of worrying about the probability of success. Focus on the potential outcome. Ask yourself how your life would change if you achieved your goals. Stop seeking approval from others, and don't feel down if you think nobody is rooting for you. You need to be your own biggest supporter. Decide that you'll see things through even if you have no external support. If nobody acknowledges or backs you, do it for yourself. The key is to keep showing up, putting in the effort, and remaining consistent, especially during challenging times. Eventually, your dedication will turn those who once ignored you into supporters. You might desire all the benefits that come with reaching your full potential, but you're held back by dwelling on past and present grievances. Maybe you blame your mom for how she treated you when you were younger, or your teachers for their words. Perhaps you're stuck on something bad that happened to you years ago. I'm not downplaying your pain, but you need to let go of these negative thoughts. They're preventing you from recognizing the strength and power you possess today. You're unable to tap into that power because you keep justifying excuses every time you wake up. It's time to own up to your actions. You're the one in control of your emotions, your actions, and your behavior every day. Don't be fooled into thinking that external factors dictate how you feel or what you do. That's just an excuse that's been ingrained in you since childhood. Break free from it. Recognize that you have the power to change your life. Stop blaming others for where you are now. Take back control. Decide to steer your life in the direction you want, so you can fulfill your true potential. But let's be real, it won't be a walk in the park. If it truly matters to you, you'll find a way to make it happen. Instead of constantly searching for resources, become resourceful yourself. It's not always about achieving something. It's about putting in the effort. As long as we keep making that effort, excuses become irrelevant. You must be stronger than your excuses because they won't bring you any results. We only have one chance at this life. It's too short to waste time making excuses. There's this feeling we experience, a newfound confidence that we've never felt before. It's the realization that we're not just helpless bystanders in a world we didn't create. Momentum plays a significant role in our lives. For me personally, when I'm on a roll with healthy eating and exercise, I thrive on it. I enjoy the feeling of waking up sore and pushing myself further. I find satisfaction in recording my workouts and pushing hard at the gym every day. This consistent effort builds momentum in my life. Whether it's writing, performing, or anything else, this momentum generates energy and drive. Laziness steals your energy away. Being inactive, uninspired, or bored deprives you of one of life's most valuable treasures, enthusiasm. I often advise people struggling with self-identity because of past failures. I remind them that they are not defined by their failures. You are unique, and your life is a journey filled with lessons. It's not healthy or wise to dwell solely on your failures. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn. Recognize what went wrong and use that knowledge to grow. Your failures don't define you. You are still yourself. I faced a similar challenge when I realized that despite having a job I loved, I didn't feel like I was progressing. This realization came at a crucial time in my life as I had just become a new father to my son with Camilla. It was a profound moment for me because fatherhood was something I had always cherished and desired. At that point in my life, my emotions were intense. I experienced extreme highs and lows, laughter, tears, anger, joy, sadness, all magnified. This wide range of emotions stemmed from the profound significance of becoming a father. I realized that life was more vital than work, but I questioned whether my work could match the vitality I felt in my personal life. I was drawn to challenging roles, such as those in scripts like Dallas Buyers Club, but faced obstacles in getting them made. Despite my desire to explore dramatic roles, I encountered resistance from financiers who were hesitant to support such projects. So, I couldn't pursue the roles I wanted, and I decided to stop doing romantic comedies. Initially, I didn't have any new opportunities, and for 6 months, I wasn't working at all. Then, for the next 14 months, nothing came my way. I even contemplated pursuing other career paths because I wasn't sure if acting would ever work out for me again. After being out of the spotlight for 20 months, I started to feel invisible, no longer appearing in rom-coms or on screen shirtless at the beach. But this absence allowed me to get a fresh idea in the industry. People began wondering where I had gone and what I had been up to. This break from the spotlight helped me rediscover myself. It was a necessary step for my personal growth and professional reinvention. I enjoyed doing romantic comedies, but after a while, I started to feel like I could perform the same script in my sleep. I wanted something more challenging, something that would push me out of my comfort zone and make me nervous for all the right reasons. I craved roles that would truly test my abilities and make me sweat with anticipation. Why pursue difficult roles? Because they demand something from me, they come with a cost. It's not a real risk unless there's a chance of failure. These challenging roles make me feel more alive. They offer an experience unlike any other. Every day on set, I feel nervous, but it's a thrilling kind of nervousness. I'm excited to see how I'll tackle the role and what I'll learn from the experience. I feel like when I nail a day and I thump and I realize I did. I feel like, yes, I have an action by the day's end. Like you are setting off on a mission to follow through with something. You arranged for it, you had goal, and you did it.
That's how you're gonna make more money when you get back home to your town. You're gonna make more money when you get back home to your village. You're gonna make more money when you get back in front of your clients, and here's why. You are the shark, and it's your job to be big. It's your job to be an impact player. It's your job to make the difference. You have tons of people you have not met yet that need you, but I need you to get your mind right.
There are bunches of various ways of interpreting the world, and you can perhaps put forth a defense that there's a perpetual number of ways of interpreting the world. Furthermore, the issue with that will be that it sort of perplexes you as far as the thing you ought to do. Since there's an exceptionally enormous number of ways of interpreting the world, doesn't mean there's an extremely huge number of useful, significant, and reasonable ways of interpreting the world. What's so fascinating about the day is that the day resembles a page in a book. I had one client who was spending around 45 minutes a late evening battling with his young child about when to hit the hay. Thus, they weren't making some wonderful memories of it since it was only a consistent fight. Furthermore, that is normal. It's extremely normal for guardians of small kids to be secured in a fight that happens many days. Now and then it's to eating. Occasionally it's latrine preparing. Sometimes it's general social issues. In some cases it's sleep time. It's 40 minutes every day. So that is 280 minutes every week. So that is, suppose, 5 hours. It's 20 hours every month. It's 240 hours a year. That is 6 weeks of work. That is a month and a half. You're spending a month and a portion of work weeks only battling with your child. Try not to trick yourself. Anything that is consistent is a critical level of your life. You're conscious, suppose, 16 hours. 5 of those hours are essentially upkeep. So you got around 11. And afterward, 7 of those are work. So presently you're down to 4. So on the off chance that you're going through 15 minutes daily accomplishing something excruciating and dumb, and you do it consistently, it's like 10% of your useful life. Since individuals think in reverse. They think, indeed, I have an excursion coming up, and that is truly significant. It's like, no, it's not. You're simply going to do it once. It isn't so significant. How you treat each other at noon, assuming you eat together each day. That is your life. Fix that. Get it so the foods benefit. Get it so that you're content with individuals that are staying there. Fix that. It's like puff. 10% of your life is fixed. The design is to adjust ourselves to roll out an improvement, as a matter of fact. So, you can either be the discussion about creating change, you can be in a piece of the activity to make it happen. I need to be a piece of the activity. I would rather not be you or be you. I need to take this energy and apply it to myself. That is the reason for seeing. So, I come here, and I take a gander at how you move. I check your arrangement out. I not just kneel and salute you. I leave and I say, you man, I'm propelled, body. I can hardly stand by in 2 years. You will come. You will see my poop. You recall that I said I was enlivened. However, you will see what I let it develop into. That is the appropriate method for getting empowered and persuaded. Check out at your circle, correct? At the point when you can blend yourself with great individuals and follow the ways that you see that these great, fruitful individuals have taken. You didn't turn into a piece of a world and gathering that no one anticipated that you should be in. So all the other things from the external that come in, you're tossing at an air pocket that can't be popped. It's a power field around me. It's a power field around me since what is important, the main thing, loves me earnestly. What's more, when that's what you have and that's what you comprehend, you're tough. So, if you don't add to that power field, if you don't make my power field more grounded, you don't get time from me. My actual comprehension is, good, you got one life. Also, that one life, the objective for us is to live it surprisingly well from the start to what's toward the end. Individuals don't grasp it's you against you. The main individual that impedes you will be you. No other person. It's you. What I've perceived is that individuals are doing has nothing to do with me. I ought to constantly be a stride ahead because I'm thinking in an unexpected way. Since I'm pondering myself, improving myself sets me in a situation to improve others. Difficult work brings extraordinary prices. I wish that I could perceive you that the heap you convey will get lighter. It will not. Over the long haul, you'll find it will get heavier. The mountain that you want to ascend will get higher. The sea that you really want to cross will get more extensive. Trust me when I let you know that you would rather not pause. Uncertainty is a choice to fizzle, a choice to squander your true capacity. Time won't hang tight for you. Time doesn't hang tight for anybody. The clock continues to tick throughout everyday life. There are no breaks, and no rest stops. Recollect something different, that on the off chance that plan A doesn't work, there are 25 different letters in the letter set. This isn't 3 strikes and you're out. This isn't baseball. It's this present reality. Furthermore, that implies there's no restriction on how frequently you're permitted to attempt. The possibly time your fantasy bites the dust is the point at which you choose to stop. You should be prepared for what's to come. At the point when obscurity sets in, when you feel like you can move forward, have faith in yourself. You will continue onward. You will persist. You will face hardship. Trust in yourself. The sort of trust a bird has. The bird doesn't place its confidence in the branch. It places its confidence in its own wings. So, when the branch breaks, it can in any case fly. Once more, you can face any hardship. You can endure anything the world tosses at you. Recall that the most secure way brings the least reward. Quit fearing what could turn out badly and begin having confidence in what could go right. There might be 1,000,000 reasons you're reluctant to follow your fantasies. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue what your heart wants. Set out to overcome your apprehensions. Try to face challenges. Set out to be better. The genuine inquiry is the way that awful do you need it and how are you ready to get it? Inside you is a power far more noteworthy than you can envision. Bridle that power and release it. Put stock in your way before any other person does. Accept that your fantasies can work out. Trust in your ability for significance. Achievement isn't about significance. It's about consistency. Nobody is conceived perfectly. You don't get to pick how you start in this life, yet you in all actuality do get to pick what you do. We have a decision with regards to building our future. If you appear many days and buckle down, assuming you give your full exertion, if you pull no punches, significance and achievement will come. You'll be confronted with tough spots. There'll be times that you don't trust that frame of mind to drive forward. There'll be times you feel unequipped for adapting to meet the situations that face you. You'll be enticed to turn your back and run. However, running is never the most ideal choice. At the point when you're in a battle, the main way out is thrust. Instead of taking off from hindrances or attempting to sort out a strategy for getting around them, go directly through them of some sort. Prepare yourself. Consistent your nerves. Put your head down and tackle anything that you deal with directly. The tempest might bump you a piece, yet I guarantee that you won't clasp and you won't break. Trust in your capacity to endure hardship. At the point when you emerge on the opposite side, you'll be better for showing your solidarity. The feelings of trepidation you confront hinder out. They'll improve you. Our greatest apprehensions generally convey with them the best and open door for self-awareness. Our apprehensions and how we face them draw out the best in us. If something doesn't unnerve us, on the off chance that something doesn't challenge us, it doesn't transform us.
however you think, is going to have a huge impact on the results that you're going to have, and it's your job to get better. It's your job to take what you learned at this conference and go back home and execute so you can get bigger and better results.
Throughout everyday life, we have two options. We either step forward, open ourselves to risk and develop, or we leave nothing to chance, and we step in reverse into the shadows. Your fantasies won't materialize all alone, so now is the ideal time to get to work. It won't be simple. Extraordinary things never get dropped in your lap, and they never start from safe places. To be something you've never been. You really want to accomplish something you won't ever do. Startling, correct, wrong. You know what's truly unnerving? Being caught in a ceaseless pattern of despondency. Taking a gander at yourself in the mirror every day, disliking the reflection you see gazing back at you. Try not to carry on from one day to the next. You're like that. Whenever, you can change your conditions and you can transform you. You would do anything you like to do. You simply should do things any other way than you've done previously. You should face challenges. You should dare. If you're willing to get out of your protected zone, on the off chance that you're willing to remain at the edge of the bluff and hop. If you're willing to do what you've never finished, you'll empower yourself to become what you won't ever be. Will it be simple? Most likely not. In any case, if you need to transform you, you'll have to make the wisest decision, not what's simple. Many individuals pick the simple street in any event when they know it's not the right street. Follow the way more unfamiliar. Genuine, not set in stone by some inheritance or destiny. Genuine, still up in the air by how you manage the hand that you're managed. The genuine mystery of progress is to acknowledge reality that the main way is the way of difficult work and efficiency. You'll get where you need to proceed to accomplish your objectives if you keep to 4 straightforward guidelines. Appear, buckle down, don't stop, and pose a few inquiries en route. Would you like to drift through existence without realizing the expectations that live inside you? Do you truly need to awaken one day and understand that every one of the fantasies you have had have cruised you by? Every one of us has dreams and we have interests. We have things that we need to achieve. You're the main individual who should be all right with how you carry on with your life. You could be detested by everybody, and assuming you're all right with your activities and conduct, you'll be content. Simultaneously, you could be cherished and revered by each damn individual in the world. Be that as it may, on the off chance that you're not all right with how you've carried on with your life, you'll head to sleep with void. By the day's end, assuming you and you alone can look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with your decisions, then that is the only thing that is important. Have faith in all that you are and comprehend that inside you, there's an option that could be more noteworthy than any hindrance you'll at any point confront. Have confidence in your capacities. Buckle down. Never surrender. What's more, you can achieve absolutely anything. So, the key is to simply do you. With the perfect proportion of certainty, the sky is the limit. Regardless of what you set off on a mission to do, your most memorable word ought to continuously be, I have confidence in me. The main individual to have faith in is dependably yourself. So, you know one of your biggest problems is that you keep thinking that there is another you. And for me, I started to accomplish more than I ever have in my life when I realized that there's nobody like me, that there's nobody that can do what I can do. You must come to the resolve today, now, that you don't need anyone's permission to make your dream a reality. It may not always go the way you want, but at the end of the day, you must understand that there's a reason for you, and there's a reason why things happen. Once those things have been figured out, now you're going to move on to purpose. Purpose has already been written. It has a bottom line to it. There is no, what's this supposed to happen? There was no coincidence attached to it. It was meant to be. It is going to happen no matter how you, when I think about how many of us feel in this world. Purpose has already been. See, we're not supposed to tuck our dreams in on the pillow when we get up in the morning. We're not supposed to leave them at home and go and fulfill somebody else's dream. We're not supposed to do that. That's not what we're wired to do. That's not who we are. Your human spirit doesn't care about the economy. The human spirit doesn't care that my son's father went to prison. The human spirit doesn't care what's happened to your family. The human spirit doesn't care about the past. You may have been molested, or your family may have been broken, or you may have been betrayed, or you may have a divorce. Your human spirit doesn't care about any of that. Your human spirit simply says, what's our command for tomorrow? Every room you walk into, you show up and you show out and you leave it all on the table. Remember your passions. When you don't see a light at the end of your tunnel, you've got to remember the light that is burning inside of you that nobody is able to put out. There is not a person on this planet that can stop you. I know there are a lot of people out there that are always saying that they want to go back or saying that they must get back to something. The goal is to move forward. Don't ever get yourself in a position where you feel you must always go back or say that you have to get back to doing what you used to do or getting back to what you had before or whatever. The goal is to move forward. The best thing you can do is try your very best not to fall off track. There are 3 types of people in this world. There are people who watch things happen. There are people who wonder what happened. And there are people who make things happen. You have got to determine which person you are. You can make a wish, or you can make it happen. You must first believe that you can, that you will, that you must. When you are no longer willing to tolerate being in the room of failure, then that's when you're going to break free. See, either you don't want to be as great as you really are, and you're trying to dim your light so that others won't feel insecure about themselves in your presence. And so, you keep playing at 79 watts when you know you're supposed to shine at 159 watts. And you keep checking the temperature of the room to see what the room can handle, versus just giving the room you and letting them. If your light's too bright, then let them put on some shades. Can you give yourself permission to live in the duality of your imperfections and your smallness and what you're learning and what you still must learn, and your greatness and your brilliance and your light? Might you at any point permit them to coincide and afterward serve them up to the world to adore you, to see you, to breathe in you, to pass judgment on you, to pass on you, to cherish you? A few of us are similarly as terrified of being cherished as we are to be left. Get up, buckle down, put some work into what you deeply desire, since the sum of what you have is you. The sum of what you have is what you have inside. Try not to trust that someone will guide you. You understand what you really want to do. Get out there and make it happen, since that is eventually the thing it will take. You must have the boldness, the will, and all that you have inside to get to the level and past the level you need to be. There's sufficient fire within you. After all that you have experienced, you must have the option to see your worth. Others have fizzled. Others have gone. Others have missed their second. You should acknowledge this reality that you were brought into the world for such a period as this. Furthermore, at the present time, the sum of what you have is all you want. Among reason and reason, there is you. You must understand that you need to work every day of the week and be the best individual you can be. Also, through everything, the great and the awful, you need to remain steadfast. You need to comprehend there is a huge equilibrium for all of us, for however long we are in this world. However, you have got to do the absolute best you can to traverse it and be solid, be useful, and be all around as effective as you might perhaps be. Your biggest trepidation isn't that you will fall. Your biggest trepidation is that you won't carry on with a full life and ever fly, that you never jump. You're not terrified of passing on. You're anxious about dying before the world sees who you truly are, before they truly get your unique mark. before they truly feel your breath, before they truly feel you. That is the very thing that you would rather not occur. You would rather not leave this spot without us realizing you were here. How could you dream before you got injured? I believe you should begin contemplating every one of the recollections that you needed to assemble, your desired stories to tell. Be that as it may, for a significant number of you, the route has damaged you. Furthermore, it has left a picture in your mind. Also, to this end, you won't pursue it. I believe you should eradicate the substance of route and embrace the cycle. Not even one of us will be hanging around for a long time. Sometimes, you got to leave this planet. Yet, cause the best of the existence that you to have on this day and the following day. So, if tomorrow comes for you, tomorrow comes for me. How about we get out, should perform activity, since tomorrow is one more day. Furthermore, assuming you are essential for that day, it implies you have got work to do. There is nobody like you in the entirety of the earth. There is nobody that can give your best. You are the main choice. You are the main play. No other individual will be ready to do this. As we are hanging tight for great, a deception won't ever come to you, and it's a reason to never appear and play. Your story isn't intended to be your fort. Your story is intended to be your fuel. Get out there, work, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you do, regardless of what's happening in your life. You get an opportunity. Make the most of it for something. Make it happen and direct your business. I disdain Plan B. All that I could possibly do, what I heard out of individuals' mouth was, that is unthinkable. That is impossible. Or not. We have so many cynics, the no-sayers. We have so many of those individuals that say no and you can't make it happen. That is unimaginable. Yet, when you begin questioning yourself, that is extremely hazardous. From now on, what you're fundamentally talking about is that if my arrangement doesn't work, I have a backup plan. I have an arrangement B. You're removing now that idea and that energy from Plan A. So, at whatever point somebody told me, it isn't possible, I heard it tends to be finished. At the point when they said no, I heard yes. Also, when they said it's unimaginable, I heard it is conceivable. As I am a strong believer, I'm telling you, I've never under any circumstance had an arrangement B. I earnestly committed to a full responsibility that I will proceed to be a lifting weights champion. I committed to a full responsibility that I will be in America. I genuinely committed to a full responsibility that I will get in the entertainment biz, and I'm moving to be a main man. Regardless of the stuff, I will accomplish the work. Also, it's vital to comprehend that we capability better, assuming there is no security net. Since Plan B turns into a security net, that's what it says in the event that I come up short. I fall and I get gotten, and I have something different there that will safeguard me. What is on the off chance that I bomb, then I have nothing else. All things considered, let me let you know something. Try not to fear coming up short, since bombing checks out. So, individuals generally ask me when they saw me in the exercise center in the siphoning iron days. They say, how can it be that you're turning out so hard? 5 hours per day, 6 hours per day, and you have consistently a grin all over. Why would that be? Furthermore, I let individuals know constantly. I expressed, on the grounds that to me, I'm going for an objective. So, every rep that I do draws me nearer to achieving that objective. To make this objective, this vision, transform into the real world. Michael Jordan said in one of his meetings, when they said, "You are fantastic. You're the best ball player," everything being equal. According to also, he, indeed, you just referenced the victories. Be that as it may, he says, for me to turn into the best ball player, I missed 9,000 shots when I was playing b-ball at the NBA games. Does it make him disappointed? No. He's one of the best b-ball players, everything being equal, yet he bombed multiple times. Do you get it? They all come up short. It's okay. What isn't okay is that when you fall flat, you stay down. Everything without question revolves around the difficult work that you put in. At the point when you leave this spot, I really want you to get in monster mode and remain in monster mode. On 3, monster mode. 1, 2, 3, monster mode. Come on, 1, 2, 3, come on, 1, 2, 3, you awaken at 3:30. A few different children getting up at 3, he has 30 minutes on you today. I want you to be a colossal blessing. I really want you not exclusively to need to be a monster. I really want you to live in monster mode. Since, supposing that you live in monster mode, you'll have what others don't have. Pay attention to me intently. Not exclusively will you have what others don't have. You'll do what others can't do. So, what's going on here? What is that one thing that you're talking about that I will finish this thing and I will cause my fantasies to turn into a reality? Everybody needs to be a monster. Until now is the right time to do what genuine monsters do. Everyone needs to be a monster. Everyone needs to cause their fantasies to turn into reality. There's nobody sitting in this room who says, I need to try. I would rather not make it happen. I would rather not get to a higher level. No, every individual here, besides the fact that you believe your fantasies should turn into a reality, you merit for your fantasies to turn into a reality. This is significant. Seasons are generally brief. Say it. Emergency is not a super durable condition. It's only temporary. Furthermore, the way to life is what you need to do is sort out yourself to outlive the season. There's nothing more to it. However long you're normal, you will get what normal individuals get. You reach that place where you do precisely the exact thing you say you will do. You will get to a higher level, that nobody can do it for you except for you. It's not over until I win. Life has instructed me that you will develop through what you go through. Life has instructed me that you will develop through what you go through. Life has shown me for each level there's another fallen angel. Life has educated me that the profundity of your battle will decide the level of your prosperity. Everyone has a fantasy. Everyone's having to go. Everyone needs something throughout everyday life. Yet, large numbers of you in this room at the present time, your monster mode is inactive. Your monster mode isn't turned on. Furthermore, when you leave this spot, I'm telling you, your life will go to an entirely separate level on the off chance that you can figure out how to turn that switch on and keep that switch on. I outlive the torment. You're saying I have dreams. I have objectives. There are things that I need to achieve. I'm not fulfilled, as I don't rest soundly around evening time. Like ED. I dream it, ED. I need it, ED. Allow me to let you know something. Assuming you arrive at that point, if you reach that place where you do precisely the exact thing you say you will do, you will get to a higher level. As an individual, I want you to get your timetable up. I really want you to get your life up. I want you to get your words up. I really want you to get your heart up. I want you to get your activity up. I really want you to reach a point where each thing that you do is remarkable, so the daily routine you need to experience, you can carry on with that life. Everyone needs to be number one. Everyone needs to be awesome. Everyone needs to succeed. Everyone needs to, must be, and do what they feel they've been called to do. The test turns out to be, most of us, when now is the ideal time to do what monsters do, we don't make it happen. I want you to put this down, put this down, put this down. Since what you will find as you're going towards your fantasy, as you're going towards your objective, there will be such countless interruptions. There will be countless individuals that are skeptics. Such countless individuals that surface against you. Such countless snags. Such countless preliminaries. Such countless hardships. Also, when individuals ask me, ED, like without a doubt, seriously, I realize you can give me 20 things that you've done to become effective. Yet, ED, I simply need to be like a couple. Could you at any point give me a couple? Furthermore, something I tell individuals is I outlive the torment. I outlive the torment. I want you to reuse your aggravation. At the point when I was resting in those neglected stretchers, I continued to tell myself, one day you'll be a property holder. Each time I strolled into that neglected structure, I let myself know that this may be your ongoing conditions, yet this won't be how the story closes. All you need to do, Ed, is to endure today. At the point when they expelled me from school, I realized that I wouldn't be a secondary school dropout until the end of my life. I realized I had to get past this one day. Me and my mother have had to deal with a ton. My mother and I have gone months and nearly long stretches of not conversing with one another. Yet each day I continued to tell myself, one day I'll have an extraordinary relationship with my mother once more. At some point, I didn't grow up with my organic dad. He wasn't in that frame of mind until I was 30 years of age. Yet I told myself, today your dad isn't a major part of your life. Yet at some point. Thus, each day when I awaken destitute, at some point. Each day when I awaken in that unwanted structure, at some point. One day will be its day. However, that day can come assuming I surrender today. So, each day when I awaken, I continue to tell myself, today probably won't be the day. Yet soon it will be my day, and I will reuse my aggravation. So, what do you mean that you reused your torment? I transformed vagrancy into a book. I turned my dad not being in that frame of mind to a book. I transformed an alienated relationship with my mother into a book. I transformed being destitute into a book. I transformed being a secondary school dropout into a blockbuster. And besides the fact that they sell it in America, they sell it across the world, how will you manage your aggravation? Will you let it break you, or will you let it reclassify you? I outlived the pain.